Good morning, guys. It's Leslie at Inskeep Acres. This is the start of our goat show at the Sandwich Fair. Alright, I didn't get my camera out for the Junior Doe show. This is the juniors. We have Twizzler, Razzle, Diamond, and Tootsie. There's Diamond, Aria's goat. So we all took our goats in, lined up. Judge asks us to walk around the ring. I have Twizzler, and Bianca has Razzle. Nice face. Kaylee has Tootsie, and Aria has Diamond. So I'll have some videos later to show exactly kind of how it goes, but we all walk around the ring. The judge right there, watching everybody walk, seeing how the goats move when they're walking around the ring. And then he has us all line up side by side down the center of the ring so that he can look at everybody from the front to back and have everyone walk. Tootsie took 7th, Diamond took 9th, Twizzler took 10th, and Razzle took 11th. And then we went into the intermediate kids, which is Kara for Caramello, and Twix. And we just went around, did the same thing. Kara was not having walking at all this day. She was done and she hadn't even started yet. So Twix ended up taking 2nd in that class, and Kara ended up taking 4th. Then we got into our senior doelings. That's Spree, and Honey was behind her, and Rolo. And same thing, walk around the ring, line up down the center so the judge can take a look at them. Rolo ended up taking 3rd, Spree was 5th, and Honey was 6th. Then in our yearlings, Aria has Milano, or the kids call her Bud. Bianca has Samoa. Kaylee has Fig, and I have Maple. So Maple ended up taking 3rd, Milano, or Bud, took 7th, Fig took 10th, and Samoa took 13th. And then we went into the next day for the senior doe show. These are the does in milk. This is the 2-year-old class.
We had one scratch here.
Now, as you watch them all walk around, you'll notice that the udders on some of the other goats are much larger than ours, and this is why we don't place quite as well in a lot of our classes. This class is Karma, Latte, Fergie, and Classy. And when you first walk in the ring for all the Nigerian classes, the judge has a measuring stick. The Nigerians can only be up to a certain height, so he has to measure their height to make sure that they are at or under that limit. If they are over that limit, they will be excused. That's Kaylee with Latte, Aria with Fergie, and I'm coming around with Classy, and our friend Matthew is showing Karma for us. And here you can see the udders on these two does coming around. Maybe kind of hard to tell in this, but they're definitely much larger than ours. This is where we come in and line up side by side. The judge watches as the goat walks towards him to see how they move from the front. And this particular judge and his family raise Nigerian dwarfs. So I'm sure he's a little more picky in these classes. Now he's looking at them from behind, trying to judge width and udders. And then he'll start picking out the ones he likes best to go line up. And he's picked out his top goats, so he's kind of walking around looking at everybody that's still there, trying to decide who goes next in order. And we pulled Fergie out there, she got 5th. And we pulled Karma to get 7th. Latte gets 8th, and Classy gets 9th. I'm a little frustrated that Classy doesn't do as well as I hoped she would when I purchased her. She doesn't have much of an udder. She really dropped her milk capacity. So the judge is just explaining why each goat places over the one behind them.
She's sharper about the withers. She tracks more uphill, taller the withers than she is at the hip. Then when you look at the mammary system in her turn, just a little more arch than her extensions before, so those advantages can carry her over the second place doe. 2 then going over 3 in her turn. She's a little more correct in general appearance as you watch her walk around the ring. She has that advantage in front end assembly as she is tighter at that point of elbow. She's a little freer of that excess motion while she's on the move. And then she levels out more correctly in the area of the loin when you do get her on the move. So for those reasons, 2 goes over 3. 3 then going over 4 in her turn. Her advantage, she has an advantage in depth of body, but her advantage here in memory system is more height to that rear udder, a little more area of overall udder attachment when you compare 3 over 4. 4 then going over 5. She has an advantage in her turn here in depth of body. She's just deeper in that chest, a little wider back into the barrel. She's showing me in the memory system more extension of that 4 udder. And a little more capacity in the rear udder when we compare 4 over 5. 5 then going over 6. It is the dairy strength with this doe. She really like the openness, flatness, the ribbing that we find. She's long, she's lean in that neck. Really smoothly blended dairy strength carries 5 over 6. 6 going over 7. In her turn 5 advantage in the memory system is pushing a little more extension of the 4. A little more depth back into that rear. So memory system carries 6 over 7. 7 going over 8 in her turn. She really like the depth of body, length of body that we're seeing with her. And then in her turn, she's a little more traditional, very speed line. As you look at this doe, inside profile, she's a little more incurving from that thin nose down to the hot, a little more perpendicular, hot capacitor as you compare 7 over 8. 8 then going over 9 here in her turn, a little more correct in that rear leg set. In her turn, she's just a little less straight there. She's more incurving in that thigh. And then in the memory system, just slightly more capacity today than what we're seeing with the doe in the line. And you do want to commend her for that increase in width that we see back in the barrel with her doe in the line.
And we didn't have any does in the 3-year-old or the 4-year-old class. So now we're going to go into the aged doe, which is 5 years and older. And you can see the judge grabbing his measuring stick. He's going to go along and just check each goat at the withers. Make sure that they're under height. So we have Cupid, who's a 5-year-old. Foxy, who is a 6-year-old, almost 7. Sangria is 7, and then Treble is 8. So he's going to go through and look at each doe, look at their teats, and you can see him there lifting a leg, checking teats, looking at the orifices. And he's going to put his hands on each doe, kind of feel their back, their ribs. Then he'll have us walk around the ring, and the same thing as the last class that you've seen. So we have 4 goats in this class, and then there was one other goat with us. So I'm sure he's trying to decide from our smaller udders what order to go in, but Sangria out for first place. The other doe in the class gets second. There's Trouble for third. Cupid for fourth. And Foxy gets fifth.
Eight doe spots here on our Nigerian. One's going to place over to what's figured is a little bit of passive memory system, more pleasing shape to the memory system. We're just seeing more arch up in that discussion, a little more strength splitting in that 400, couple that together with that various strength that this doe has, a little cleaner in that front end, one more than one position, that neck and the shoulder, the various strength and slide and very experienced. 2 or 3 her turn. It is that overall area of other attacks with the memory system that's going to place 2 over 3. She also has an advantage in general appearance, being more correct over her leg set more level in the area of the back, 2 going over 3. 3 going over 4 in her turn as I kind of went back and forth with these. The general appearance, she's straightened over her foreleg when you view her inside profile with this third place doe over the fourth place doe. She in turn has just a little more depth of body, and she is showing me a little more mass in her fourth place doe. 4 going over 5. Again, we kind of went back and forth with these 2 here. I'd like to straighten the forelegs up on both of these pairs here. But as you look at the fourth place doe and fifth place doe, she's deeper in that chest border, a little tighter pointed elbow, and really do like the pleasing shape of the memory system that we see on our fourth place doe over the fifth place doe. And the fifth place doe, again, when you take a look at her, I really like that levelness that we see in her loin and her back, really nice there. So we'll keep our first and second place animals and get the rest of them out there.
So here we are in the champion drive. What they do is they take out first and second place from each class, so the 2-year-old, the 3-year-old, 4-year-old, and the 5-year-old. And the judge will look at all of the first place animals and decide who from those animals are who would be the champion. So Sangria was the first place in the 5-year-old. Oh, and there was also a yearling class in milk, which is this last one coming by. So he's just again watching them move around the ring. He will decide which one he likes the best, and that will be the champion for the Nigerian dwarfs.
Championship lineup here for our Nigerians. Again, 5 nights they're really sharp. They're all walking that hill. Strong on his feet legs. There's a lot of differences in the memory systems as you look at these in terms of age development, where they're at. But they're correct for where they are. Appreciate the overall area of other attachments we're seeing in the memory system. And as we go up and down this line, I think we can see a couple of different styles that are here with the 2-year-old, the 4-year-old, very similar. Maybe a little smaller in stature, both really dairy, really open. This yearling, the 3-year-old, really deep body doe. We take a look at them. This baby doe kind of fits in that deep body spot as we look at her. But for me, as I go up and down the line here, I think the doe that's going to bring it together most critical for me as we look at the depth, the sharpness, correct feet and legs. Memory system being the most correct, with extension to rear, extension to fore. The 3-year-old here in the middle is going to be my grand today. We'll pull her out and bring in that second place 3. And I think as we compare them now, and I think what's going to be closest to my champion of the day.
So he chose the 3-year-old. So now the second place from the 3-year-old class moves up into that spot. And then he judges all the first place and that second place to decide who's going to take reserve, which he chooses the yearling.
Don't let that one get away because she'll run. Here.
I want to this one. Here, take that one up.
Getting goats ready for a produce of dam class. Kaylee was afraid somebody was going to take off. So this is 2 does that had the same mom. So they just compare how the mom produces. We had Karma and Milano and Fergie and Tootsie. And Karma and Milano took second, and Fergie and Tootsie took 5th. This is our last day of showing at the Sandwich Fair. This is the junior show. So this is just kids under 21 showing. This is the senior showmanship class. Bianca is in it, and they have 9 in this class. Here's Bianca. The judge is going to go through and talk to each person in the class, ask them questions about their goats, about the scorecard for showmanship, and different things like that. And then she will watch them walk around the ring, and she will base her placings on not only how they show their goat around the ring, but their knowledge as far as their breed of goat and goats in general.
Yeah. Well,
So here she's asking Bianca about different parts of her goat and things that she would like to improve on her goat.
Sorry.
So after the judge talks to everyone in the class, she's going to have them start walking around the ring, and she's going to move to different positions in the ring and see how each exhibitor moves around the goat. They're always supposed to keep the goat between themselves and the judge. We call it a goat sandwich. So in the beginning of this, she was right in front of me, and then she moved to the middle, and now she's going to have them all line up in the center, and they should all be on the opposite side of the goat. So as she walks to the back, when she gets to, excuse me, directly behind your goat and continues to move on, you should move to the opposite side. So as the judge moves through the middle of them, they have to split and stand on the opposite sides of their goats. And now she's going to work on some of the showing maneuvers. She asked them to take their goat and move them somewhere else between the line. And you saw how he spun around so that the goat was between him and the judge. You are to walk through and then turn and walk back up and stand in between where she asked you to go. And everybody else has to continue to watch the judge, because she's not only watching who she's asking to move, she's watching everyone else to make sure that they are still paying attention. Showmanship shows how much you actually know, and you actually paying attention to the judge and being where you're supposed to be on how you show your animal. Now, we had some issues this morning. We went to leave and we had a dead car battery, and then we had to get into the car because all of our paperwork was in the trunk. And once we got there, our passes to get in were in the car, and it was just a whole mess. So then when we got ready to go show, Bianca went to change, and I grabbed Jason's pants, not Bianca's pants. So that's the reason she is in jeans instead of white pants. And the judge does mention it when she does her placings that she would have preferred that she was in white pants. And we did explain to the judge, but it didn't Doesn't really matter. She wasn't in what she was supposed to be, so she automatically lost 10 points on the scorecard.
Hey, very, very nice class of senior showmen. The young man at the head of the line, first of all, his dough, it is very hard to clip, especially with the eyes, under the eyes, the muzzle. But first of all, his dough was clipped the best of any of them in the lineup. And then he knew parts of the goat, his movements were very smooth. some people move correctly, but they just move too fast. And then, so he has the advantage over the doe in 2, mainly for the cleanliness, the clipping over 2. 2 over 3 is a close placing, just maybe a little more smoothness in that movement, a little more knowledge of the parts than the young man in 3. Now 3 over 4, it is for that smoothness throughout. I like the total white in the 3rd place young gentleman, although I know you can wear dark too. So, and then 4 over 5, again, we're going, the first 5 are very close in the placings, but it's really the movement, the correctness in that movement, how they were clipped, what they knew about the best things about their animal and the things they'd like to improve. Little smoother movement, 5 over 6, just maybe slow down a little bit in 6. I think there was one part that she wasn't quite correct on. And then as we go down the line, it's mainly knowledge of the parts, the animals, and also clipping. Clips are pretty well taken care of, but some of the clipping around the head needs to be a little more correct and sharper as we get down the line. But a very, very nice class of senior showmen. Let's give them a hand.
I know it takes a lot of work.
Then we went on with the rest of our junior show. This is the Junior Dolings. We have Twizzler and Tootsie in this class. And Tootsie took 5th place. And Twizzler, who Bianca has, took 6th place. And then we went on to the Senior Dolings. We have Rolo and Spree. That's Rolo. And Matthew has Spree there, the white one. Rolo took 2nd, and Spree took 5th place. Then we went into the yearling class. We have Maple, Milano, and then Ruby's goats, which came from us, Blanche and Delphine. Milano took 2nd, Maple took 3rd, Delphine took 4th, and Blanche took 8th. Then in our 2 to under 4, we have Latte and Fergie. Latte took 4th place, and Fergie took 5th place. In our 4+ class, we have Sangria and Treble. Sangria took 2nd place, Treble took 5th. And then we had Sangria in the Grand Drive as a 2nd place for the aged doe. And all of our ribbons from our 3 days of showing. Tootsie decided that the hay on the other side of her fence tasted better and got her big belly stuck in the fence. And then everyone was passed out when we were done. There's Sangria perfecting her death nap. Our friend Matthew sleeping with his goats. That's a every show thing. Aria passed out in the chair. She did a lot of sleeping there. Even Rolo was passed out on her water bucket with her ear in the water. That's it, guys. Have a good day. See ya on the next one.